Welcome.
the Empty Minds of Podcast 92. We 92
Hey,
in
it
it?
says podcast 9 on the board. We're back.
Oh,
Podcast 9.
But you know what? That means we're 92. We're as old as Joe Biden, everybody.
You know what I wish we did for the April Fool's joke? Because we didn't do anything for April Fool's. I have a 360 camera. I wish we used that. I found one 360 camera thing so they can look around.
Oh, yeah. And for some reason, it's all just on our penis.
Yeah. So yeah, this is podcast 92. Welcome. We got some stuff to talk about. Nintendo Switch.
Oh, so much stuff to
2.
talk about. But, you know, I wanted to get in before we get into the big meat and potatoes of this to just go over some things I wanted to discuss. Because you guys all know Nardwuar, right? You guys have seen that guy. He wears his little hat. He's Canadian. He goes interviews people. And pretty much he interviews people in the music industry. And he always says stuff that it's like, how do you know this? Like, people are always like, what the fuck? They're like, how the hell do you know that? He'll be like, remember when you were a kid and you drank that one juice box that one time? And everybody's like, what the fuck?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
So-
weird.
And like, he's known. He's been around for years, since like MTV was like young, in its infancy, I should say, not young. But I was just thinking like that would be a really funny thing if it was like we did a horror movie of Nardwuar. And,
Yeah.
and instead he's not an interviewer. He's just like a weird guy that just comes up and just says a bunch of stuff in your life. And it's so because pretty much it just seems like Nardwuar stalks these people.
I see. Yeah, no, it would be like you learned that his microphone wasn't plugged in.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, it's like, holy shit, wait a second.
And if the questions start off normal and start getting weird, he's like, oh, yeah. And like your mom said, like, oh, you used to do this in school. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's true. And it's like, yeah. And also what you were wearing before bed last night. Wait, what?
Yeah, that'd be something you only when you think about it, you realize, wait a second, how do you know that? How do you know what my backyard looks like?
And your blood is lacking in iron. How do you know that? And you just see him like,
Goddamn Nardwuar. I don't know
yeah,
who it is.
honestly, like that's how I would feel if he knew something like a little bit too personal about me. You know, or something weird. It would be like, you fell off your bike at 10 years old and you cried. It's like, what the fuck? Why do you know this? And why do you need to know this?
Yeah.
Stop! Like I know he's very beloved in the community. I'm not saying anything. It's cool what he does and like whatever. But I'm just saying this is a perfect premise.
I know. Yeah.
He'd be like, come up to you and somebody has a camera and it's like, and then you just find out like he has that guy's family hostage. He's making it seem legit, and then you go home and it's just all for his personal collection.
Oh, that's a good premise, honestly. Just like a news reporter that's like totally fake. Just like he should not be there. He has nothing plugged in. He's just evil.
All for his
Pure
own
evil.
sick librabry.
Exactly. Man, it makes me want to watch like Seven or Saw.
Or Nightcrawler. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah.
Simpson episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Bart Simpson.
We kind of did it with our Halloween special last year with our Ryan McKnight came to visit us.
Oh, and Ryan
Murdered
McKnight's making
us.
a new appearance on the Mini Minds channel.
Mhm.
He's at his ups and downs.
Yeah. He's looking a little different nowadays.
That brings me to follow Mini Minds. Follow everybody. Come on, like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Hey, you know what? if we're even if you don't find us funny and you don't find us charming, at least we're consistent every week. The bare minimum.
Where did our light go? Our light disappeared.
I know. That's why I
We're
said that
sitting-
light
we're
might
in
be good to
darkness
turn
now.
on.
You know what's funny is the Ryan McKnight thing was literally, they didn't copy us, but Blair Witch. Like I don't think that was in the original
Fuck, they
footage
copied us.
because Blair Witch. We watched an extended cut that had an extra hour of footage.
Yeah.
and like so much fucking random shit. They literally show us at the end, like, oh, we found these tapes here and everything, and it was like, holy fuck, totally different movie. But anyways, in the beginning, there was like a news broadcast, and this person was like, and it was different segments on different days, like a week later, and they're like, so like they're looking for these people, but like they're gone, blah, blah, this and that, and it could be whatever. And then like a week later, so an update on this, blah, 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 and it kept going until eventually they found them and they're dead. And
They
I was
did
like,
the OG Ryan McKnight.
yeah,
But
like that movie is such a good movie. I know that people don't like it, and it's like, but like, man, I love the atmosphere of the movie. The budget was 35 to 60,000.
I know, which also gives it a gritty feel, which also makes it good because it's like, yeah, this feels like somebody would have made it at home.
And it still holds up to this day because it just feels like something from the 90s when you're watching it. Like, it's such a weird thing though. When you watch it, all the extra footage, there's like half an hour of them. It's not even in the movie at all. I get why they cut it too. And there's also little scenes of like when they were arguing about like, oh, like Mike kicked the map into the river.
Yeah.
There's shit when they were screaming at him. And it was like just stuff that they would say. I'm like, yeah, I get why they would cut it. But like, no, what I was saying before, about 30 minutes of shit that was shown was like them under a bridge at night. And this has nothing to do with Blair Witch.
They had that other movie that came out.
Like in the Blair Witch series?
Yeah.
There's
one that came out a couple years ago. Did they show The Witch?
There was a sequel that came out after Blair Witch in like 97, 2000.
No, but there was one that just recently.
Yeah. That one there was, I think it did show The Witch or something. It's fucking stupid. I remember by the end, there was like, maybe I'm thinking of this wrong or remembering it wrong, but there was like orbs and like fucking like a beam, like powers and shit, like fucking Goku's like, and it was like, it seems all crazy. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't insane.
Oh, maybe I do remember it.
I think it's number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, that was kind of cool with the first
toy.
one.
Oh, wait.
Toy.
For some reason, I thought like McDonald's toys.
I
I was like, how did they do that?
I'm sort of remembering Blair Witch 2 a bit. Is that the one where they're in that creepy house again? Apparently, it was built in 1850.
Yeah, it was a real place.
It's like a legit old ass house. Is it where the final is like the windows? There's like shining white lights into it. Like it's possibly a UFO.
Yeah.
So they leaned into like aliens a little bit.
Yeah, that was that new one. Yeah, no,
That's
it's
strange.
Blair Witch 2 was just Kingdom and Crystal Skull.
I do applaud it for that one scene, which I think is in this movie, where she's like it's revealed she was tunneling into like a basement, and it's just really creepy to see like this decrepit person, like
yeah,
because it's like whoa.
The most fucked up part in Blair Witch is like that. It just like I like the fact that they really build up the world. Like they interview a lot of people, and there's theories like that old lady that looks all fucked up that she's actually the Blair Witch, because I think she might have been one of those little girls from back in the day. Like a bunch of kids went missing, and they really build up this whole thing. Like they're interviewing people and all that. And
I really love that they cut a scene where what is her name, Heather or something? Is her name?
Yeah, Heather. Yeah.
She's going around the back and she accidentally breaks the gate for the door. So they cut that because it's like, you don't want that in there, breaking property.
And like the ending there when they're going through the building, and then you see the little handprints, whatever, all over the walls. You're like, oh fuck,
that's creepy. That's a good house, good setting. I kind of want to watch Blair Witch 2 again, just to remind myself what it was.
I want to see what the story was.
I want to watch like a bunch of those shitty like sequels. Like American Psycho got a sequel.
Yeah,
it did. You told me it was really bad.
Oh, I heard it's like the worst fucking movie. Like supposedly it's like so detached, and it's like it was another movie that they already made that they were like, make it a sequel of this, and then they just filmed stuff to make it somehow connect. Like she's Patrick Bateman's like daughter or some shit, and it's just odd. And it just has like Mila Kunis in a role, but it's like if you really dig in, there's sequels to movies that you never would even think. Mm-hmm. There's movies that are huge. It's just like when you really dig deep into the Disney library, and then you're like, there was a sequel to Hunchback of Notre Dame. When the fuck did this happen?
Bambi 2.
And they were just like all direct to VHS sequels, but also, okay. You know what's crazy? Like VHS, we look at them now, and it's like you get these for like 20 cents. People can't give them away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they're so shitty. This technology is gone. I know there's certain ones that cost money, but it's like, the fuck was that? You put your hand in front of the camera. You just sure. So, but Nosferatu, looming over the town.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that 2 Girls, 1 Cup is actually a short trailer for a full-length feature called Hungry Bitches?
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah. So 2 Girls, 1 Cup is like 8 minutes or some shit. And the real movie's like an hour long.
You know, I've never watched that.
Well, let's do it.
Back in the day, everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta watch it." And you guys would be on the computer watching it. Like, I didn't watch it though.
Don't expose me.
I didn't want to see it, but I always act like I watched it. I was like, "Oh, honestly, yeah, it's so gross." I didn't
see it for the longest time.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was we did a challenge at one point because I always made the joke, and I know I saw some stuff, but I didn't want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But then, my friends got it on a fucking stick, the entire thing of Hungry Bitches.
Wow.
And we watched it because it was like, this is a challenge. And we saw there was parts where I was very close to throwing up. Like it was like, this is horrendous. Like whoever decided to do, I don't know how people can stomach it at all. Like you're eating shit and throw up. Disgusting.
That
This
is
took a
disgusting.
big turn.
Yeah.
This took a big turn. But no, I was talking about VHS tapes.
Disney VH.
yeah.
No, like the VHS tapes, they can't like give them away. Like it's so strange because at first, like a VHS tape cost like $100 when they first came out. Insane, right?
Yeah.
Because people had the mentality like you pay a high ticket price to go to the movies, and now you own this movie forever. It was such a different, like, it's not like how it was like, since it was the first of its kind, like Laserdisc, VHS, and all that shit. It was like, okay, we're taking away the theater now that they can watch this at a different means. They never have to go back. It's crazy to think that that's the only way that you could have watched a movie at one point.
Yeah.
Was going to the theater.
Oh yeah, very true.
And now, when they first came out, these VHS tapes were so fucking expensive, insane. And now you can't give them away.
Well, there was
They
TV.
were very into movies.
TV was just
Wasn't
like big
home-
thing.
home movie.
Well, no, it didn't exist yet.
That is impressive though. Like imagine like I
That
don't
was
know.
a big advancement.
What's a movie that came out in like the 60s? It was before Betamax,
Psycho.
before VHS. Yeah, it's like only in theaters. You can't like it must be kind of cool to be like, oh, you can watch it at home.
I know that's why
Buy
they
this machine and
had
you can
probably
watch it at
so
home.
many reruns
Yeah.
of like movies going nonstop, and people would go see them because it was the only way to watch movies.
I miss shit being like that though, because like
I wasn't even alive. Ching.
no, because the thing is, well, I wasn't
He
alive.
was around.
Yeah.
No, but I wish like when we were younger, things were a bit more like that, where it was more like if you knew something was on at a certain time, you had to be there to watch it, and there was just way more importance in watching something. And now there's too much shit to watch, and you can watch it whenever you want. I just don't give a shit anymore.
One thing I do remember is now the turnaround for watching a movie after the theaters is so fucking quick.
Yeah,
Is sometimes you'd have to wait a year for it to come out on
Yeah,
DVD or
definitely.
VHS. Like it took a while because it actually stayed in the theaters for long because of how long it took to get to media, because media would cost more and it was tougher to get. And now it's just like streaming. Fuck, movies have come out like 2 weeks after they're in the theaters because they don't perform like shit, or because
Yeah.
they perform like shit, which is insane.
yeah.
And but yeah, to think like I remember like I went and watched a movie and I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch that movie again. Well, gear up because you're waiting 8 to 9 months,
Yeah.
and if you're not catching it in theaters, gear up because 8 to 9 months you're probably gonna get the movie fucking spoiled for you because if somebody else sees it. But that was also cool.
yeah.
I also like that. I remember when Freddy versus Jason coming out, so many people, I swear, lied. They lied that they saw it. And they
Yeah.
all said different people won. And they all said like, oh, I saw this and that. And it was like, that was cool. And then when I finally saw it, it was like, oh shit. But I obviously didn't see it in theaters. I don't know. I guess, I don't know if we saw it maybe like the day it came out. On
Interesting.
like not in theaters, but like when it came out on DVD
Yeah.
or VHS.
My dad bought it when it came.
The day of?
I don't remember.
See, you know what I mean? Like,
VHS.
but that was so
Interesting.
cool because we were so invested in it that it was like, oh, we want to know who wins. We want, and in our minds back then, there had to be a definitive winner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We
Yeah.
thought, oh, somebody was gonna win, like Freddy was gonna win or Jason was gonna win. And I actually,
A lot of people always said Jason still won because Freddy's head was cut off and he walked out. But it's like, because I was always a bigger Freddy fan, so I would get pissed off about that.
well, honestly, when Freddy always died, he came back into the dream world. So that more implied that Jason was dreaming and that he was in Freddy's world. Because if you remember, the whole world felt very ethereal. It felt like there was like fog all over the fucking water and
Yeah.
stuff. So it seemed more like Jason was dreaming. And I think he had his fingers back, didn't he? Because Jason got his fingers cut off.
Maybe.
It was a good
I
final
remember.
fight.
Oh, when they get blasted into the water, and then all of a sudden you see the machete, and you hear the steps, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, Jason!
I feel like
And then you see it's Freddy holding the machete.
doesn't somebody who stabs someone with someone's arm like
Yeah, he shoves Freddy's arm through his chest because that's the exact scene. He has the machete and he's gonna kill the girl. And then that's when it pans up and you see his friend and you're like, oh fuck. And then Jason shoves the arm through. And then that's a little goofy. He shoves the arm through after he gets out of the water just to immediately collapse back.
oh right yeah, that was, I remember that scene.
Yeah.
That girl, Lori, one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my
Lori.
life for the time.
Freddy died by fire. How can we use it?
Yeah, Freddy died by Jason.
How can we use it?
Did you? Okay, there's the comic book run that I really want to read. I want to read the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic.
Mhm.
because there's a few of those. I think there's Pinhead appears in one of them. But
Yeah.
I remember I have a Freddy and Jason comic. They're amongst my comics. And they honestly, very cool. Very graphic, like very fucking brutal. But comics always give more lore. And that's what I
Yeah.
want. I want to see more of the
Yeah.
lore. I want to know what's driving Jason. What, like, comics get into weird shit. They'll be like, Jason survives because his body composition is half snail, and snails come back, but just don't pour salt on them or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, comics are like that. I do want to read that as well. I would consider it canon. I don't know, it's fun.
See, but
Why
that
not?
I want the physical comic. I don't want to read it online. Give me the comic.
Yeah, you need the
Yeah.
experience with it. Just get
You
yourself the
find
actual
them.
comic.
But well, the good thing is that those aren't sought after like money fucking comics. So it's like you can find them on eBay or
Yeah.
some shit. But we should go to Gala.
The gala? Oh,
We
I
should
think
go to
all
the
of us should
the
go to
comics
the
gala where we go to
Yeah.
get comics.
I went there recently.
Did you go to Comic Sans?
No comic.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, Comic Galaxy sounds like Pizza Planet. I would go. Would
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
go to Pizza Planet?
Oh yeah, I definitely would go.
like the Toy Story thing.
Toy Story Pizza Planet.
I got that. I've told this before, but I got that vibe when I went to Burger King at nighttime. It's like 11 o'clock, midnight. I was in the parking lot.
I'm so happy.
They had
man.
the lights, the blue and red lights, and I
I'm
was
so
sitting there,
happy.
and I was just in a different area, and I was like, this feels like fucking Toy Story. Like,
Nice.
so weird.
Honestly, I kind of get that feeling when we went to the big arcade here. That was pretty cool. Is there any food or restaurant you guys remember from any movie that, or like animated or whatever, where you were like, oh
like any food from a
yeah,
movie
like
where
as a
it's
kid, and you were like,
just
oh, I
really
want to eat
it.
that so bad. I know a lot of people discuss the food from Studio Ghibli movies. Ghibli.
I don't know.
They always talk about like, oh, the ramen from that movie, the Howling's Moving Castle. I've heard of that one, and the braised pork and shit like that.
Damn,
Oh.
really.
Fucking Flintstones. Because I went to Universal,
Dino Rip.
and because they just have like meat on a bone,
Yeah.
and it's massive.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
went to Universal, and there was literally like you can get that. Like it was like a fucking like massive bone, and like the meat was like I'm not kidding. It looked really good.
Mouth
I know
watering.
what you're talking about, though.
No, it was very like
No, like the
Sauce.
classic,
Prehistoric
like,
meat.
yeah.
no, like the classic, like drumstick, but it's huge.
that was the
You know what I mean?
worst.
It's like a big femur,
Yeah.
like a big leg bone or something, and it's just like, oh, you know what? We should make a restaurant, Prehistoric Foods. We'll call it. We'll call it PF Chang's.
See, that's what. See, if we ever brought dinosaurs back, I would just exclusively sell dinosaur chicken.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean,
You know what? So much meat. You know what? Okay, let's get into the real conspiracy theories here. Do you think that if we find a way, what do you think that they have that they're holding back from us? Do you think that they can clone? Because they cloned a sheep a long fucking time ago. So if they can clone like that, they can just keep producing. I know it was really like a birth thing, but they made a 1-to-1 pretty much Dolly the sheep.
yeah.
Was-
Like, what do you think? There's what's going on in like some lab in China or Russia where they're just cloning shit.
And also, I've
You
heard
know?
that they've like cloned meat, just the meat part, and like made artificial meat that tastes exactly the same,
I feel like the
Now-
cloning thing makes sense.
right?
Because it's cloning's
Yeah.
not that hard to do. That's
Oh,
what they
fuck, he's downstairs.
Because that's what you kind of learned when the whole Dolly thing or whatever the sheep was called.
Yeah,
Is that it's just take this, put it in there. and
I
boom,
know,
you
but it takes time. We need to find a ways to speed up that process. But
yes.
if they were able to clone the meat like they did, that I've heard, and now it's gone silent. So
Yeah.
it's like, is it? Can we do this? But it's like that fucks over so many people. That fucks over so many big industries. And as we all know, the big industries run the world, because who runs the world? Girls, as Beyonce said.
That's right.
So
Now 23andMe has
gone belly up.
yep, and they now have the DNA of many people that they're now selling to whoever the fuck.
You
The
guys.
U.S. government.
So if they were making like new types of chicken out there.
See,
human chicken.
I think that's where AI is going to fucking destroy all of us. They're going
Yeah.
to be able to do all of these things. They'll be able to like figure out everything, and then we're fucked.
You know what? So this is where I think we're fucked. So AI, right? My friend was making sports bets. He just was like, you know what? I'm going to ask AI. He asked AI about the hockey games that night, he bet the way the AI told him, he won every fucking bet.
Really?
If AI learns how to cheat the system, they can have all the money in the world. They will bet and they will gain funds, and next thing you know, make investments, because you know who's nobody's better at statistics than computers, and they can find out ways to make money and then just fucking thrive.
I know there's AI that people are developing specifically for stocks and like trading and other sorts of things.
Which I got to get on that shit. I got to I got to make some computer programs. Did you see that? Fuck.
I think you meant stocks.
We're jumping all over the place, but did you see that the Nintendo Switch, they're doing something where to pre-order you have to like make an account? What was I talking about? Oh, we're talking about AI and then sports betting.
You want to get on stocks, cloning.
Yeah, you just might something.
Elon Musk, AI.
No. Yeah. Okay. So, fuck. This was a good one.
Switch 2.
Oh, Switch 2. So yes, because of the last time that we had a big console release, which was the PS5 and Xbox Series X, scalpers all the way, buying a bunch of shit, selling it at a high price. Only fucking the merchant.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4's merchant. Look it up. I'll buy it at a high price.
Scalpers going to be a big thing with this.
No, but Nintendo's doing a thing to try to curb them.
Yeah.
They're trying to do a thing where you have to link a account to a card, and then that card can only purchase like one.
Okay.
So like that ID or whatever. So it's like it's really gonna stop things from like fucking it up, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is very good, but also I hope nobody buys those things. Because I want us to bully Nintendo to change.
Well, apparently they're freaking out about everything right now.
Yeah. They're a bit stressed.
Who runs the world?
AI.
Girls.
What's funny is the tariffs that are going to be taking effect, they haven't affected the price yet. So for Americans, and I guess maybe us in some way, it's going to be different. You know, I guess not really us, because we're not putting tariffs in Japan, so it might be cheaper here.
That's China though.
Like we don't know. We don't know what kind of price the Switch will end up at.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But people are pointing out, like, and I think it's way cooler because the camera was $50 or $60, I think, for a shitty camera for the Switch. IGN posted a thing where there was like, you know, the piranha plant or whatever from Mario Sunshine. You can buy that for like $20-$30, and it's the same quality camera, and it looks way fucking.
Yeah, but
cooler.
I also heard you can just use whatever camera. You can use your like. They allow you to hook up whatever, which is probably the better.
What are you guys talking about?
But like that camera literally is
Switch
like
camera.
It has a camera.
Switch,
very shitty.
Yeah,
the shit.
It's like a little stick camera that you can kind of put wherever, and it's. But like what IGN posted was, you know, the piranha plant from Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Basically, it's kind of cool. It literally like hangs like this, and then when you turn it on, it goes up.
Wait, is it specifically from Sunshine, or is it just piranha plant?
Well, the one that I saw was literally Mario Sunshine. It's the same, like when you fight that boss, basically that.
Oh, that guy,
like
really? Okay.
Thing. Basically, and then when you shut it off, the plant goes down. And then when you turn it on, it goes up. So I'm like, that's way fucking cool. It's cheaper.
It's cooler, but at the same time, I wouldn't buy that camera. Like that, I bought the PS5 camera because I streamed off of it, but it's like that's just to cast your little face and. Like I said, then you're going to need like 2 to 3 people that have that camera. And if they even want to do that with you, it's like a very odd thing. It would just be to have. Like, it would be cool to have, but whatever. But,
that's very true.
I want to come back to Nintendo Switch 2. That was just something I wanted to touch base on because I wanted to talk about the landscape of horror movies in the future. So things are looking pretty good. You know, we got the end of phase of the Conjuring series, right? Or was it Insidious? The Conjuring? The Conjuring.
Phase 1.
So Insidious, I think, is moving on to different things.
Yeah, hopefully.
And now The Conjuring is wrapping up, which is crazy that they said phase 1. What the fuck is this? The Avengers.
I know. We're getting more, I guess.
I was so excited when I saw that. Just because I'm like, they're probably going to focus on different investigators now. And I just love all those movies.
That would be cool. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren.
they'll do different stories, and then maybe they'll all join up in the future at the end of phase 2 or something.
On your left.
They already did that with that Possession, the Exorcist movie. It's like, how many religions do we need, or what? It's like all of them. All the religions got together to fight this demon.
Wait, was that
Uh,
in the new Exorcist?
Yeah, there's the
Believer?
one where there's two. Yeah,
Oh,
believer.
right.
Yeah, I
Fuck,
remember
I didn't
that.
watch
I
that.
forgot what the quote was, but he's like, all of them.
But okay, now with horror movies, give me as many sequels as I want because they're low
Yeah.
budget trash. You know what I mean? And the trashy low budget horror movies I'm talking about is Bloodlines, Final Destination, and Saw 11.
See, I really feel like Bloodlines is going to be such a big movie.
It's Tony Todd.
Well, yeah, but like the fucking trailer was so massive. I do think like a lot of people are probably going to check it out. I don't know.
That's your big bird.
I know you always say massive, and it makes me laugh. I will say, Final Destination, it has given us so much time to breathe. We have gotten so much time to breathe on Final Destination, where it's like we are so ready to welcome this back. We're like, where was it? We've missed it, and especially since the last one that came out was fucking good. The best thing about Final Destination and Saw, why I believe that every movie is watchable, is because the deaths are always cool, and the deaths are always cool in Saw. They're always inventive, and they're always cool, and you want to see how things go, and they're always chain reactions and shit, and everything is like building up, and you want to, like, even if Saw, like, sometimes the thing is like predictable, it's like, oh, how does this trap work? Oh, this is cool. Like the inner workings, like how did this person get punished? And with Final Destination, this happens to this, and like all this is set up, and sometimes they do fake outs, and it's like, oh, this is what I want. There are certain, like, Saw and Final Destination are in like their own realm of horror movie. You know what I mean?
I'm scared of Final Destination. I want to watch it, but I know it's gonna mess me up. I'm gonna be like, oh no, something in motion as I'm cooking breakfast.
I'm still fucking scared of using barbecues. Like, it's stupid. It's just like setting it up. I'm just like, I know it's gonna fucking explode.
The Final Destination franchise, I swear, is the movie that has probably made people scared the most, because it always takes normal everyday situations and then makes them horrifying. So it's like driving on the highway in the second one. It's like, holy fuck, like that could happen. Like that has happened. Big pile-ups. Going on a roller coaster, they made scarier. On an airplane, they made scary. And it's like
beds.
Exactly. And it's like, shit, like now these things are like, holy fuck, this is terrifying, because it's based in such a reality that everybody does every day.
The only
Like,
thing
sorry.
The only thing I didn't like about the trailer was that they kind of gave away
that guy's death.
Just like the whole thing, because the thing with the glass falling in the ice, like that could be something that would be terrifying, but they kind of like showed everything that but what happened with that piece of glass. So I'm just hoping that there's other things in the movie.
Well, they showed us two deaths pretty much. They showed us kind of what happens at the prequel, like what, not prequel, but what happens at the beginning of the story, like with that older woman when she's young, and then they showed us what happens at the barbecue. But Final Destination has been notorious for like fake outs. So like that's the thing. You know how they showed the glass in the cup, and then all of a sudden it's like you see him try to drink it, and then it turns out it's not how to drink, and the cup gets spilled, and the glass is on the ground. So it's like they're always fake outs. They try to make you think of one thing, but then Final Destination 4, everybody, that one's whoever made that movie, fuck, that's the one with the NASCAR one.
I don't know if I remember that.
Like it's the worst one, because it's like NASCAR is so specific. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same feel as like an airplane, roller coaster, a highway. It's like a NASCAR, but then it also feels weird because now you're doing stuff with cars again, and it feels
that's very disconnected. It's like Final Destination, but in space. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what? No,
and then in 5, they used a bridge, which is like everybody goes over bridges, and I've had feelings too, where it's like you're waiting on a bridge and you're like, oh fuck, like,
you know what they got to do? I don't know how they could do it, but something with your phone. Because for me, anyways, I always feel like if my phone gets like very hot from like using it too much or something like that, if I have it by my head or anything, then I might like explode.
Oh,
Something
I think
like
they
that.
have. I believe they have, but for me, like, you have to think of I like the one where the guy, he won the lottery and he's in Final Destination 2 and he's in his kitchen, and he drops something in his garburator, which is the garbage disposal. So it has like a thing that crushes up food, and he gets his watch stuck in there because he dropped something in there and his watch is stuck.
Yeah.
And then it's like you think it's gonna turn on, but then his house starts catching on fire, and like he's trying to get the fuck out of there, and then he finally gets out, and then he falls on the ground and he laughs, and then the ladder falls down and stabs him through the eye, and that kills him. So many fake outs in there and so good.
And it's just funny that Death is like struggling to kill this guy as he's like maneuvering out of it.
See, but that's the thing. Death isn't struggling. It's meant to be like this was his plan the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he's meant to do this because it's like whatever. But one of the greatest directors of all time says Final Destination 2, the opening, is one of the greatest openings in cinema history.
Oh, I'm starting to remember that movie now.
Which one is it? What is it? What happens?
Oh, that's the
Barbecue?
one on the highway where the log truck drops all the logs.
That
and,
created
like,
a new fear for everybody. Nobody drives behind log trucks anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But Quentin Tarantino said that was one of the best openings in cinema history. And you know what? I don't know. I know I told this to Christian, but Tarantino was sitting with Bill Maher, right? And Bill Maher is a fucking pretentious cunt. And he tries to be too fucking Mr. Cool because Quentin Tarantino was like, one of the franchise I love the most is the Toy Story movies. And he's like, what's that? Is that a cartoon? It's like, fuck you, Bill Maher. You don't know fucking Toy Story is.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way in your history that you didn't hear this groundbreaking movie from Pixar that changed animation, that was one of the biggest hits of all time. There's no way.
Unless you intentionally always tried to ignore that shit your whole life.
Yeah, but then you would have heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you can't be that disconnected. I feel like
you would have
heard
heard
shit.
of that movie.
There's no way. There's no way. That's just trying to, and to say, is that a cartoon? You're giving it away.
Like I know Bill Maher, whatever, like he doesn't have kids and he's older. Maybe somehow he's always ignored it.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. No way.
Yeah.
Especially since his first act question was, is that a cartoon? Like that's you trying to be like, oh, I don't know, but he fucking knows. He just wants to be Mr. Fucking
Yeah, it's
cool.
like Nickelback in his Xbox 5 Explorer, whatever.
No,
the fuck.
X Station and Playbox.
Yeah, I know.
whatever
It's
the fuck
like
he
your
said.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is like
Yeah,
years
see
ago.
that fucking.
That's why I was like, fuck Nickelback.
It's like, stop it. You know what it is. Stop trying to act like you don't.
Oh, I will say Nickelback gets way too much hate. Good band.
I know. That's true.
And
But
you know what?
still.
A lot of people come around on it. Most people I see that if you have a group of people and you probably do those one-on-one interviews where it's black and white and you ask them, they would all say they love Nickelback, but get them in a room, nobody wants to say it. I'll be the first to say it. You put on Never Again. You put on How You Remind Me. You put on Rockstar, one of Forrest's favorite songs that he plays all the time around here. You're going to fucking jam out. I'm through standing in line to clubs I never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth. And I'm going to fucking win because I'm going to put on Rockstar. I remember when that song came out, we were in Quebec, where I was when I went on my exchange program. And everybody in the bus was singing that fucking song. And that's a good song. That was a good memory.
Yeah,
I
that
have.
band is the
Yeah.
closest I'll ever get to country music. Besides, I guess Johnny Cash has good ones, but like I don't listen to that. But like, yeah, because
Yeah.
like, out of all the bands I listen to, Nickelback leans that way.
Yeah, they have stuff that's a bit more.
I'd say soft rock.
Yeah, it's more like that. But like, you can see how there's a blend a little bit. If people who really like country want to
There's a
get into
dash,
rock,
you know?
Nickelback's like they'll go in
You
there.
think it's a good bridge?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's a huge bridge. Thick bridge.
Also, if anybody in the comments has ever done this, please let me know. No, but I've been discussing with Forrest because in our town, I've been looking up speed dating. I think it would be fun to go down and have these speed dates because if anybody has seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin, there was this sounds really bad about me. If anybody's seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin, there's a point where he goes speed dating. It's like you have these really short micro dates with people and you get to like talk to a bunch of people, get to know them very briefly, and then you move on to the next thing. And then if you want, you go, maybe you had some interest in somebody during the line or when you were dating, and then you go back.
Yeah.
But I am nervous because it doesn't say like, guy girl dating. So it's like, I really don't want to be paired against a guy with a couple guys because next thing you know, I dated a guy. Like,
Yeah, that would
technically,
be officially.
I went on a couple dates with guys. And that's just not me, but it's like, I also don't want to offend any. Like, that's the thing. It's like, where
Yeah.
are the rules? Because I just don't want to be there like, I'm not like, he's there to date somebody. It's like, I'm not there. So it's like, what am I going to do? Like, I can sit there and be nice, but I also don't want him to be like, so you're fucking hot. And I was, oh no.
No.
But I think speed dating would be fun because it's something I've always seen in movies. And it's like, this would be kind of cool. And I remember that part in 40-Year-Old Virgin where one of the girls had their nipples out. She didn't notice, and I really hope.
See, I don't know what it would look like though. Is it just like a row of like tables with
Yeah.
like a chair on each side, and everybody just like
I think
moves?
somebody stays still and other people's move around. People's.
Okay.
Goddamn.
You know what could
That's-
make an innovation in that whole industry is AI. Imagine AI knowing you better than you know yourself and matching you with someone that will be perfect for you.
You know, I think that's what some dating sites used to do. They would, that's one of those things where it's like, instead of you being able to see people and choosing,
Yeah.
they would just be like, okay, this is the person that you're matched with, then you go on a date.
Yeah.
Which I would like to do that, honestly, because at our base, we're all superficial.
Mhm.
We will all pick apart before we give a chance. But if you're
Yeah.
with somebody, you have a way bigger chance to give them a chance
Mm-hmm.
because
actually,
you're there.
I remember dating sites nowadays, or some of them anyways, are experimenting with you date the AI so it learns a lot about you, and then that AI dates another AI, and that's how it matches.
Wow.
So it's really crazy. It's like it's getting very high tech for relationships.
I remember when I was a kid, when I don't know how old I was, 7 or 8, but they kept saying, "Oh yeah, when you're older and you get a girlfriend." And I remember thinking, like, I don't like the way they said it, that I would get to a certain age and then they would assign me a girlfriend. So everyone would line up and they'd be like, "Okay, you got to go with this person."
Oh yeah.
That's just the way I thought of it. So when you said that, I was like, "Fuck!" I remember I used to think that.
Well, that's in some religions,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
which honestly, I don't know how that, like, it works out for some people, I guess.
Yeah. some
But
people, I guess.
honestly, holy shit. Like, if my mom and my dad had to pick the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut it out.
It'd be
Oh,
wild.
wait,
Wild
cut
one.
it out.
Cut it. What's that from?
Full House.
Full House. Joey, I think.
Uncle.
Wait,
No, it's Dave Coulier is the actor's name.
Okay.
There's Uncle
Oh,
Jesse, but that's not who it is. It's somebody else.
interesting.
But
Alright.
no, I just like if you guys can make that work and that works out, like, good shit. But also, like, I like the freedom of choice here.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to pick my mate, and like, what if there's like something weird, like because like your parents don't know, and it's like, what if she like scratches her ass all the time and licks her fingers? Like,
Yeah, you never know.
what if there's
Exactly.
that? Also, I was just at the planetarium, guys. I've never went before.
Really?
How'd you like it?
I've never went. Honestly, it was cool, but the thing had a very specific name, and they said it like 9 times during the fucking thing, and I was like, okay, relax. Like,
Yeah.
I like that you like. Imagine the it was called Fury Skies, right?
Yeah.
And then just like 10 times during the like, and that's because the Fury Skies, and then it's like, and we make it into the Fury Sky. I'm like, okay, you like the name, I get it. Fucking relax here. But it was narrated by Haley Atwell,
Oh damn.
Peggy Carter.
Really- Oh yeah, really.
And I
Oh,
could
that's
just
neat.
like envision those bags.
She's coming
Sweet.
back. She's coming back for Doomsday or some shit. Secret Wars.
Do you think she's going to be Captain Carter again? Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Wait,
People
you
are
like Captain Carter?
Oh yeah.
honestly, yeah,
Those bags.
whatever. Just bring her back. But Marvel people really don't like her anymore because of overexposure. I guess she and What If she became the main character, and it became about her instead of What If stories, and so they really don't like her.
Her
But
and,
I mean, whatever.
her
Bring
and
back.
Steve Rogers had a great end. Honestly, when you watch, I think that was in Civil War when she died. It was either Civil War or Age of Ultron, one or the other.
Yeah. It was what?
But yeah, that was so sad. She was
Yeah.
like, "You owed me a dance, and you were gone." and I'm
Oh, I
fucking
know.
gone."
She had Alzheimer's and that, so she started repeating herself.
And
Oh, very
then
sad.
Steve's like, "I know, and I really want to fuck your niece or granddaughters." Wasn't that weird that they made
Yeah,
that like a
I was
weird
gonna say,
subplot?
I know.
They did. Yeah. That's
And they
Like-
out of nowhere they made her evil, and she was the what did they call her, the Grandmaster or some fucking shit in that TV show.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, there's somebody pulling the string, somebody that's this terrorist group is working for. And it's like, oh, it's revealed to be the blonde chick from the cousin.
Oh,
It's like they made her evil. And it's just like she's just that, I guess. Okay.
you know what? It makes sense psychologically that if he loved Peggy, her granddaughter would look like her, like remind him of her, so he would fall for her. But don't put it in the movie. It just makes us not like. It made me not like Steve more. It's like, what the fuck you doing, you asshole?
Yeah, I know. It's just that's just weird. Just moving down the line. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Steve?
I know.
Come
like,
on.
I used to fuck your grandma, and now I want to.
And then
fuck
he went
the
back into the
granddaughter?
past and lived his life with Peggy again. Did you think he told her?
Yeah, honestly, I've been seeing so many stills from Endgame, and it's just so much leagues of like Endgame and Infinity War and Civil War even, and they're just so many leagues above whatever we have now in terms of CGI, in terms of story. Like the story structure is good all the way through. It's all cohesive.
Yeah.
And everybody's got plot, and everybody's got shared screen time, and they all make sense, and everybody's got their chance to shine.
I agree. One thing, my pet peeve with, I guess, Marvel movies, some of them, some recent ones, what they design movies for theater, which means I can't watch it properly just at home. What I'm talking about specifically is moments where they tell a joke and they pause for a couple seconds and then they go on because they wait for audience laughter. And like, so you noticed it. I was watching a scene from Infinity War. I was enjoying the scene. It's a scene with Iron Man and the Guardians. And there's a moment there where he kind of takes a pause, but the pause is like 1 second too long. And that's because you're waiting for the audience. I want them to stop that. Also, stop with the nanobot helmets. Stop it.
No more helmets. Wait, no more nanobots.
Exactly.
We want the legit suits back. On it. Can we just go back when Iron Man had to walk like 40 steps to take his suit off?
And it started getting progressively more crazy where he was a suitcase and then it's just like,
I love the suitcase.
He was like,
I remember
he was like in an airplane, then he kind of falls back in the seat and then he's like, he has his armor on. Eventually they're just like,
yeah, he had those wrists.
What is it? It was like a medallion on his chest, like tap.
Yeah, like it
doesn't look cool. It feels like it's cheap. Like you know what I mean?
No, like
get straight through it.
We can't like it feels foreign and alien to us because it's like we can't conceptualize that because we have nothing like it.
We're so like, far from nanobots.
So it's like the original Iron Man with the working pieces, the gears, like it's like that we can. So it makes more sense and it looks real to us.
Mm-hmm.
The nanobots and shit just like look shitty, and it's like that Black Panther fight at the end when Killmonger fights fucking T'Challa and their suits are all weird and everything looks weird and shitty. It's just like, just don't do it. No more nano.
That fight was very, very CG, I guess. People complained about that quite a bit.
They did not like it.
I'm curious about this movie.
But let's finally get into this big Nintendo Switch talk. Everything was released.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, including us, got to play the Nintendo Switch too. I'm just kidding, we didn't. We did. But they got like an hour with it, just play some games and whatever.
Brandon laughed Mario Kart. Like, how dare you fucking even joke about that? I did not get to play it.
Mario Kart World. I've seen the trailer fully this time, and it is good. I'm curious about a lot of things with that. They apparently do a Grand Prix or whatever of like all the courses, and there's no in between, so you got to drive to the next course immediately.
Well, it's called knockout. Cool. So like, I think there's 24 people or whatever. You gotta get to the first thing, but you have to beat 20th, and the last 4 get knocked off.
They did open.
And you gotta get to the
Mario
next
Kart.
race to beat 16th or whatever, and then the last 4 get knocked off. So you like try and make it to the end, kind of thing to get first. There's a lot of really cool modes on there.
Donkey Kong is also looking good. He has the expressions of the movie one. He's more expressive, but he's not always derpy looking with his tongue out. Going, he's kind of normal. I love that we had that in sync for some reason.
Zelda games too. Zelda remake.
But no, it looks cool, and I think I would have fun playing that game. Donkey Kong is a reason I would mess with the Switch too.
But the internet is in disarray. Yep. They're upset. They are pissed off, and they're ready to fuck. A lot of people are ready to boycott Nintendo, ready to fucking because one, Nintendo are trying to be the people that changed the game prices. They're trying to boost it up. They're trying to be like, which is hilarious because like their games technically are lesser in
quality,
graphical quality. I wouldn't say anything about like their story quality, but graphical quality.
Yeah.
And because they're not as strong, and they're not as big file size wise, which I'm not saying anything about that either, but it just means like, you know, it seems like they're a little bit less labor intensive than
Speaking of
their
file
competition.
size, is it true that there's no cartridges anymore? It's just game key cards?
No, okay, so that's the thing apparently that they've sort of figured out is that it is like a cartridge, the same thing as the Switch, but they're red now.
Oh, right. Okay, so
But-
they look like it, but there's no data on it,
That's the
right?
thing, there's nothing on there though.
So it's your license key that you're putting in that
Yeah,
allows
you
you to play
unlock
the
it.
game.
On the Switch,
So-
you unlock the game. So I'm like, I'm not buying anything fucking physically for that at all because there's no point.
Damn,
There's just
Which-
nothing. You don't have. Like,
that's unfortunate.
It's a terrible like, and then you're charging 10 extra bucks for what then?
yeah, I know. There's nothing there. Like it's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know,
Like
right?
Nintendo, as I've heard from people like Angry Joe, you guys are evil.
I know. Like after watching that video too, I was like, fuck. I want to get these games, but I might actually hold out. Just
See,
because I'm
I
so pissed off
was
about it.
very excited for Duskbloods, but it's been revealed that it's very, very much like imagine like a Bloodborne Elden Ringish battle royale, and I'm not interested in PvP.
Yeah, I'm interested in what that's going to be like.
Maybe Night
How
Rain
the-
if it's good, but
But
my
Night Rain's
reason-
like $50, I think. It's a lower price game.
exactly. What's the pricing
Yeah.
on this? I guess it's not.
They haven't
revealed
said
just
yet.
But yeah, my reason for buying a Switch 2 would just probably be Donkey Kong and Mario Kart. So yeah,
I feel
it's
like
expensive, you know.
I feel like the only games that will truly deserve an extra boost in price is GTA 6 and when they finally do Elder Scrolls, because I feel like those have been in development forever and they are the ones that people will spend years playing.
Yeah.
Like you will spend that
Oh, yeah,
$110, $120 Canadian, and you will play, if you are the fan of GTA and you are a fan of Skyrim, you will play those games until the next one comes out in a decade.
Honestly, I would be pissed if I was Nintendo at FromSoft, because if like I would look at the game and realize this is not what you normally make. This is half baked. This is not an Elden Ring that you're giving me. That, you know, if I'm getting an exclusive, PS4 got Bloodborne. Where's our Bloodborne on Switch? That would be a console seller for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing more about that game because the multiplayer thing. Like, I don't know exactly what it's going to be because it seems like there is a story to it.
I
Yeah,
remember me and Forrest were talking, and it's like we heard the Duskbloods announcement. It's like, wow, Sony really like missed out on their Bloodborne 2 sequel. But the craziest thing, as I brought up, is that fucking Sony owns 14% of FromSoft.
Mhm.
Like they have a stake in the company. They make money off this shit anyways.
That's very funny, actually.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, I don't understand why you wouldn't work more with the people that you're part of the company is owned by
Yeah.
to make more games. But now, honestly, I feel like if From Software it is gonna make exclusivity and shit like that, it would make more sense for them to go Sony's way. Like I feel like they have a say in that. And if they if they decide to go like console exclusive for the rest of
That
it.
is the thing too. Is how powerful is the Switch 2? Is it PS4 level, or is it it
I think it's
almost
close
that?
to PS5.
And
Okay.
yeah, it's PS4 Pro, I think.
All right.
Like, I don't think it's PS5. I don't think it's anywhere close.
Okay. I don't know. They're saying that the graphics are 10 times better than the Switch.
Yeah, and you can notice. I hate
So
that it's a
whatever that
paid
means.
upgrade for these games that you already bought. Like Tears of the Kingdom. I noticed frame rate issues immediately. So
yeah,
and like, why not just have it just run better?
that's the thing is like how much are they going to charge to like upgrade it?
Like $10 or
LCD
something?
screen.
Yeah.
So they're not going to look as good as OLED.
Yeah, and I don't buy their explanation that we just didn't know how to make it work. The LCD, like the OLED, was just so difficult. They're gonna make it work and release a Switch 2 Pro with an OLED.
It's not. I know it's not anywhere near PS5 because everybody's been saying you're charging us for last gen's hardware.
Yeah, I would believe it's PS4 level. Steam Deck is kind of around there, so
but it's much smaller. That's the thing. Like they are.
Like I don't know where it is. I know it is closer to PS5 because I've seen people talking about it and they're sharing specs and they're saying it's close to PS5.
I guess the thing is,
I just don't know exactly where it is though.
do you think, because like if that's true, we should be able to get a GTA on it and have it look pretty damn good?
Yeah, you would have
Warzone,
to.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but I
the
don't
thing.
imagine like they didn't advertise any modern PS5 game,
Yeah.
right?
No, they didn't.
Like, oh, now you can play, because like I guess Fortnite. Nah, like anything that's graphically intensive.
It's funny
Is
because I
what I
view
would like.
PS5 as it is like current gen, but it does kind of feel like last gen now. PS6 is going to be up very soon.
PS5.
No, in a couple of years,
Like
2
2
years.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's not far off.
I got the PS5 in 2023. So for me, it's still
yeah. For
Yeah.
When did it come out?
still feels
2021?
2020,
something like that. Yeah,
5 years. 'Cause
Yeah.
Usually it's every 6 years, 7 years.
It's usually 7.
So I feel like they might announce it right away next year, probably.
Yeah, honestly,
And-
I think, like I said, Final Fantasy 7, whatever the next one is, I think that will be tail end of 5, beginning of 6, and then honestly, you can make best bank that way. But they are no longer, the third one isn't going to be exclusive,
nice. Okay,
so it will be everywhere. So that's
cool.
awesome. Hey, you know what? If Square Enix can make more money, do that. All the power to them. I love that they're still sticking to their guns. They're making fucking story games.
Yeah.
Like they haven't compromised. I love that shit.
you know what's
Like,
cool with the consoles? Is
stay
like
making your great stories.
the PC will always be better. Just graphics wise, power wise, potentials for PC.
I know,
is,
but I'm
like
also
my PS. They got to get up to my level, my 3080.
I'm also in like we don't like I'm also at the point where it's like games a lot of times were better with lesser graphics. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't need everything to look real and for the graphics to be super amazing. I think where we're at is fine.
Mm.
And I would rather them find ways to make game development quicker and just keep the graphics where they are and try to pump up games every 2 years.
I think I would like things like pause and resume from like different games. So it's like you load up a different game, you're exactly where you were resumed, just like a save states on an
Yeah,
emulator.
Xbox does that.
Xbox has that you
For
can pretty
multiple
much go
games.
into like
Yeah, PS5
a billion
I don't know
games.
if it has that for
It
different
has
games.
it for one game.
One-
you can have
oh, yeah,
one
yeah.
game open.
So there's some
Yeah.
innovation they could make there. I hate laziness. I watched a long ass video talking about these recent Pokemon games, and it is true that you don't need to have like intense graphics to make. Like I'm not looking for realistic Mario here, but the Pokemon games they're making are the laziest fucking things ever. Nintendo, abandoned Game Freak. It's a terrible company. They made good games like 30 years ago. No more. If they're lazy, like I swear to, like it's crazy.
Hire the people
The
that did Pal World.
Pokemon Z and R or whatever the new one's going to be called when it comes out. Like there's building, like imagine the building out there. They're using a flat image for a building. There's no 3D geometry. That is absurd. And a modern, like your buildings, you make them 3D. Don't
Yeah.
use flat images. That's lazy. That's fucked up.
You know what? Just for the podcast, I want to try this. When the podcast is done, I'm keeping track of this guy's pisses. If he doesn't piss 4 times next hour, the podcast makes this guy piss. It makes you yawn and makes him piss.
I haven't yawned this time. I don't think I yawned at
I
all.
think I got all your tiredness.
You pretty tired today?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I stayed up
Is it
too
the
late.
sun?
I was watching the movie pretty late, I guess. Gonna make sense.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'll probably hold off on the Switch 2 for as long until Donkey Kong comes out like a month later.
I'm gonna get it for the
2
kids
months.
for Christmas.
I really
That's what I'm
hope
gonna do.
people
I'm gonna hold off as long
beat
as
this
possible
company to
because
the ground.
here's the thing: my Switch gathers dust. I want to play the new Mario Kart. I want to play Donkey Kong, but not that badly. It's not like there's Elden Ring on the
See,
Switch.
This is the thing that was like for me. I'm probably gonna get the Switch 2 for them for Christmas because, like, besides this, what the last console I got was PS5 in 2020, and like my son was 2, so he doesn't really remember it. You know, like
Yeah.
So this will be like the big console, opening up a console on Christmas because the PS6 will be 1, 2, and then that'll be it. Really, it's like 2 consoles because the next one after that he'll be a teenager. So like, you know,
Yeah.
only have
There's no like real reason to get a Switch 2. I really don't think it's going to do very well. People are very angry at Nintendo, and like
I
it's
don't
going to
know.
sell, but like I don't know. Like the Wii to Wii U didn't offer much, so it kind of failed. I don't know.
the Switch 2 has a lot more to like.
You don't
than
have
the
a
Wii
Mario
U.
Odyssey. You don't have a Breath of the Wild launch. Those are
Yeah.
big games. What does this have?
But like,
Mario Kart, I guess.
I just see Nintendo fans like it's the new Switch 2. People like the fact that it's portable,
There is that.
and it is really cool.
I
Like
don't know,
you're playing a game.
A part of
and
it
then
is
you can go
also
lay down and play it.
we
in
are
your room,
we
like,
are
you know.
diehard Nintendo fans.
I
Like,
don't know.
Your PS2 was our GameCube, and we were loyal to Nintendo. And I'm
Well, I
I'm
was.
sitting here saying I'm not going to buy the next one for a good bit, and that's weird.
See,
I would always be day one purchase on a new Nintendo console. Come on,
I was was like that until the Wii U. Wii U pissed me off. Then the Switch we got because like they promised this, and I was like, whatever. Then I got like, oh fuck.
See, I don't know. The handheld thing has never been my shit. I don't like. I'm a sit down. Like, rather have a TV guy. I'd rather not play on this screen. Like, I don't want to like sitting on the couch like this. I don't know. Isn't ideal for me.
No,
it like hurts my neck.
See, for me, it was more when I was playing Mario Odyssey. Like I'd play on TV, but then it was like, oh, I have to go to bed. So I'd lay in bed and I'd bring the Switch there and I'd lay there.
But the other thing is, Switch 2 has a battery of 2 to 6 hours. And that means if you're playing a high graphics game, you will get 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, you're getting 2 hours. That's it. It's a bigger screen.
And that's going to get worse over time.
People are worried about the pins. I'm not buying into their silly, you can use the Joy-Cons as a mouse. We're not going to play any games where there's going to be a mouse. That's a little gimmick. It's not.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I hate the fucking Joy-Cons. I hate all their shit. I hate the Wii remote. I fucking hate the Wii as a system. Anything like that, I hate it. Just stick with the fucking controller. Like people say the GameCube controller is the best controller of like all time. I'm like, yeah, that's why even to this day with the Switch, they're still bringing back that controller because like the one that works.
I think this is a very console wars topic where it's like if you're on Sony's side, you're going to say PS5. PS4.
I think the GameCube controller is a bit too busy. It has.
I see. I'm going to buy the latest one just out of nostalgia, but I don't know if I would say it's the best controller because like I'm not going to play like Left 4 Dead on a GameCube controller just because I feel like it's not modern enough. You know
I see what you mean. Like.
It's I love the controller because it means a lot to me.
It is very specific to what you play because you could never play a PlayStation or use a PlayStation or Xbox controller for Switch games.
Honestly, the Xbox, what is it, Xbox One controller, whatever I have downstairs, I love it. That's so good for everything.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because it's so fucking sleek and like
it's also cheap.
Yeah,
it's like $80 for it.
Yeah, that's why I use my PlayStation 5 controller for PC games for everything. Just nice and easy.
Yeah,
but
I hate their adaptive triggers though. They fight me.
Well, you can just turn them off.
I know, but it always turns on randomly. Like fuck this.
Wait, does it? I don't think. I don't know.
It did for something. Yeah.
I like some of them. Like I like it for when games like I like it for single shot games. Like if you have a handgun.
Yeah.
Like playing a Resident Evil, that's fun because it has like that a level of panic because it's like a little bit harder to press the trigger. It's like oh no. But it's like I don't need a fucking gun to do this.
Yeah, you know what I need? I want smell-o-vision.
Sony trademarked something like that.
I want it. I give me a diffuser, give me some whatever. If I'm playing Donkey Kong, I want to smell the bananas. Right?
Yeah. Honestly, that's what I thought it would be like. You just like maybe they found out something where it's like you can have like 3 scents that are like your RGB. And if you mix them together, you can get a variety of different scents.
Oh, so imagine playing like Sekiro and that giant monkey like throws shit at your face. And you're
like, or else like maybe games will sell like diffuser packs. So it'll be like here, put in your Sekiro pack, and it's like okay, this is for the first part of the game, and then they have like a bunch of scents that they'll release during different parts, and it knows.
I want them to innovate in that direction. I want like I want a tactical vest where I can feel some impact of like something. Like
they do have those, but no game company sells.
I want Nintendo to sell it or Sony.
See, that's my thing with those things is it's not practical. Like
I know it's like you're not going to be like, oh, I want to play Mario. Here we go. But still,
yeah, no.
Some people do. Some people's VR setups are fucking wild.
Oh, the full body tracking, trackers on their feet, everything.
They got treadmills. They got fucking vests that do that shit. Like I would love to go into one of those like VR like playing where you run and you gun. Like there's a bunch of people like in a room and they're on those things and they run and they're playing and they're all together, big shooting. I would love to do that shit.
Yeah.
Also, should we do an escape room, mini mines?
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
So let's sneak our camera in there and we can do a little.
I don't think we have to sneak it.
If they allow us to,
we can ask them.
Like that'd be fucking amazing because like,
or I prefer sneak. Let's get permission.
I've always wanted to do that,
but then let's sneak.
Oh, but I did want to say about the Nintendo Switch 2. This is where people have to make a stand. They do. They have to combat this, or else, as I heard, Nintendo, notorious, never lowers their game price ever. No, so that means Mario Kart World will forever be $90 in the US.
I'm not clear. Can you guys clarify on the price increase? Because I don't know what it's going from.
Mario Kart World will be $120.
Yeah, here.
Okay, for us, right?
It'll be like so in the States
for physical.
Like Switch games right now, I think are $60.
Mm-hmm.
Is that states?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going up to 80.
That is a big increase.
Some
Yeah.
games will be 70, which is kind of where PlayStation games are at right now in the US.
All right.
But for us here, it's $89.99, and then with tax, it comes out to like 100, right? So with Sony going up to 80, or Nintendo going up to fucking calling it Sony or whatever, it would be like $109.99.
Really? Yeah.
Probably. That's my guess.